Whether you're going on a Caribbean cruise, Alaska, or European cruise, packing for a cruise takes organization. Throughout my 9 cruises over the last year, I found some clever tips and hacks that now make it easy. By the way, this includes what you won't want to pack as well. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now in this video, I'm going to share with you how to pack clothing, toiletries, shoes, and handbags, as well as cruise travel items that other vacations may not need. These tips will work if you're already a light packer or if you might struggle just a little bit with overpacking. Now the goal isn't to try to bring as little as possible, but it is to try to be very intentional with what you bring on a cruise. After all, once you are on a cruise, it is very difficult to get certain things, so you do want to bring what you need. Now that being said, overpacking can actually feel overwhelming once you're on the cruise ship, especially when you are trying to pack up. So these tips and tricks are going to help with this. Now, this video is sponsored by Level 8 Luggage. I have used them before over the last couple of years. This luggage is from them, but more on that later on in this video. Before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Number 1, consider your itinerary and the number of days of your cruise and of your land travel, because of course this is going to make a big difference in terms of how much and exactly what you pack. Now before we go on a cruise, I always take a look at the weather even a few weeks before as to what is the weather expected to be, and then again as the cruise gets closer as well. And that's going to make a really big difference. Plan your outfits. Now it's super important to plan your outfits and to be intentional. And this in itself is going to probably alleviate a good amount of the overpacking. So start thinking about what are you going to wear during the day based on some of the activities that you may have planned. And what are you going to wear during the evening? You're on a cruise, so are you going to have formal nights or dress-up nights? Then you are going to want to plan for these. Now, as a little bit of a tip, when it comes to your color palette, you can actually pack a capsule wardrobe, but it doesn't have to be as limited or as restrictive as that. So just think about items that you might want to wear and how they can mix and match and go together. Now, when I'm packing, I actually write down the cruise outfits that I plan on wearing, in particular for the evening, so that I really do plan intentionally. However, something that you can do if you're feeling a little bit extra is you can actually try on some of your outfits at home, take a picture of you in them, and save them to your camera roll or notes on your phone. Use packing cubes in different sizes. Now, not only are packing cubes great for organization, but you can also use them in different ways, which I'm going to share with you within the video. But I like to use different size packing cubes. So I'll use a larger packing cube for bulkier items, of course, but as well, I tend to bring a lot of dresses. So I tend to use one larger packing cube for my dresses, but I will use a smaller packing cube for my shorts and t-shirts. Now, likewise, when it comes to my bathing suits or my underwear, I'm going to use another packing cube for those. And it does also help when you are trying to organize your luggage. You are going to be able to fit your different packing cubes in almost like a puzzle. Roll, bundle, or fold your clothes. Now, I like to use a 2 combination method. I don't use the bundle method. That doesn't work for me because when I do get to my cruise ship cabin, I like to keep things in the packing cube sometimes, or even when I'm in my hotel room. And when I bundle them all together, it just doesn't make that easy. So what I do is I fold certain items. Now, unlike some other people, I don't worry about them being folded the exact size of the packing cube. I just haven't found that that makes any difference in terms of the space it takes up in my suitcase. Now, I do roll up all of my dresses, or at least most of my dresses. In terms of the material, I have found that if I iron them or steam them before I go, and then I hang them, and then I pack them a day or so before, that in this way, I don't tend to have any wrinkles when I do get to the cruise. Save and use dry cleaning wrap. Now, I have learned this tip, I think, from some of the viewers on my channel. I think it is just genius. It really does work well, so I save it. Now for a very practical tip, when it comes to packing your luggage, be sure to take your heaviest items, so your heaviest packing cube, and pack those towards the bottom of your luggage. It's going to make it actually much easier to maneuver your luggage and lift it as well. Packing extra clothing. Now, something that I want you to do is to pack 1 to 2 extra days of clothing in your carry-on bag. So whether you're bringing checked luggage or a carry-on bag, make sure to bring extra clothing. Now, we do this for everybody in our family, but if you think that sounds really bulky, it doesn't have to be, because what you'll do is you'll bring 1 pair of pants or shorts, and you'll bring 2 different tops. Now, of course, when it comes to undergarments, make sure to bring enough for 2 days. But in this way, if your luggage is misplaced, if there's a delay for any reason, at least you do have that, and that can be a good base for any outfits. Use good quality, lightweight, hard side luggage. Now, it makes a really big difference when you are traveling, when you have luggage that wheels really easily, when you have luggage that is very lightweight, that you don't have to worry about being overweight when you do check in your luggage, and that if you get to your cruise terminal and it is raining, that your items are not going to get wet inside. Now, trust me, this has happened to us before when we had soft-sided luggage, so I speak from what I know. Now, this video is sponsored by Level 8 Luggage. You can see next to me here, I have one of the pieces from the Voyager collection. Now, this color is called Celadon. I absolutely love this stylish color, but I actually have it in yellow and black as well, and I have received so many compliments every time I travel. Now, recently we got it in black. There are so many different colors, and by the way, this collection is available exclusively on the Level 8 website, and right now there is an anniversary sale with an additional discount. Now, I've been using Level 8 luggage for at least 10 cruises and flights, and I absolutely love their carry-ons, checked luggage, and their accessories. Now, one of my favorite collections is the Voyager collection because of the roominess of this luggage and its wide trolley handle. I was actually able to pack carry-on only for a cruise last summer. Now, we got a new set in the 20-inch carry-on size and the 26-inch size in black, and I'll be using this for an upcoming cruise that I have at the end of the month. Now, let me show you some of its features. It has a scratch-resistant hard shell, which is made from a polycarbonate construction, so it's light yet durable. It has an aluminum alloy telescopic handle, which makes it super comfortable to maneuver. I absolutely love the 360-degree quiet spinner reels. They glide effortlessly across surfaces in airports and cruise terminals. It has an interior compression system that keeps everything in place. It has a 2-pocket organization system, one of my favorite features, which includes a dry-wet separation pocket, which is perfect for packing up at the end of the cruise. It has a TSA-approved lock integrated right into the luggage, which is great for safety and security when traveling. And it's beautiful. The micro diamond finish makes it a beautiful piece or set of stylish luggage. Now, best off perhaps is because of the wide handle on the Voyager collection, you get more space in your luggage and organizing is actually easy. Now, Level 8 does have an anniversary celebration sale going on right now, so be sure to check out the link down below in the description of this video to the Level 8 website, as well as the discount code for 20% off. Packing your handbags. Now, something that I found on a cruise is I don't really need large handbags, but I do like to have a handbag or 2 to use in the evening. Usually I have a lighter color and a darker color depending on the outfit that I am wearing. But what I always do is to try to keep the shape of my handbag, but as well, so that I can save a little bit of space, is I actually stuff my handbag with different items. Now, in this case, I'm actually having it stuffed with hair rollers and other hair items, but in other cases, I might take my husband's belt, I might take socks and other items, even my jewelry case. A little tip, even if you're feeling more casual, be sure to bring like a crossbody bag. This is so good. No matter what cruise that you're on, sometimes you do want to go hands-free when you're on the cruise ship, and you also might want to be hands-free even on an excursion, so this is really good. And as well, you can use this to organize. You can put different items in, including your small first aid kit, including maybe your medication, some other items, and you can even put this in your personal bag for when you are flying. Use vacuum seal bags. Now, typically I don't use vacuum seal bags because I much prefer the organization system that packing cubes do provide. But I think the exception is if you have really bulky items. So if you have sweaters and if you have like puffer jackets, and because you don't need a vacuum, this is going to be really good even for when you're packing up at the end of your cruise. Be intentional with your travel day wear. Now, what you wear on the day of travel should really serve a purpose. It could either be very comfortable clothing to wear on a long haul flight that you could later on wear, for instance, leggings that you could wear to the gym, or maybe comfy clothing that you can wear when you're lounging around in the cabin, or at the very least, clothing that you could wear on your return flight or travel from your cruise. Wear your bulkiest items on travel day. Now, I think that you only really need to do this if you're trying to pack carry-on only. Otherwise, honestly, you're going to have enough room in your luggage. By the way, I'm sharing how to pack, so you're going to be fine with checked luggage. But if you are packing carry-on only, wear your puffer jacket, any additional sweater, wear that with you on your plane. Now, there are always some exceptions to the rules, so there are times that you can wear a cute outfit on a short flight. So I have done this. Now, this outfit should still serve a purpose when you are traveling, but if you have a short flight of like an hour and a half to 3 hours or so, and you want to wear a dress or a cute pair of jeans, just make sure that it is something that you still really like and you'd be happy to wear on the cruise. Packing shoes. Now, you really only need 3 to 4 pairs of shoes for a cruise, and I think that this is an area that a lot of people do overpack, and I've done it before myself. But the 3 to 4 pairs of shoes that you're going to need are firstly a pair of sneakers. You need walking shoes for a cruise, both in ports and on a cruise. It's non-negotiable. Make sure that they are closed-toed. You also need a pair of sandals or flip-flops. You'll also want to have a pair of dress shoes or shoes that you want to wear in the evening. Now, also optional is another pair of casual shoes, and even something that you can wear in the evening that's a little bit more casual, so maybe a wedge. But at 4 pairs of shoes, you should probably be okay. Of course, if you do want to bring an extra one, there's no harm in that, but make sure that your pair of shoes can match at least 2 to 3 outfits, no less. Stuff shoes with other small items. You don't want that space in your shoes to go to waste, in particular men's shoes that tend to have even more room that can get wasted. So some of the things to think about are, if you are bringing a perfume bottle or a cologne bottle, this is my brother's tip, then take a pair of socks or just a sock, and you'll want to wrap that bottle into it and then place that inside the shoe. Protect your shoes. Now, I like to use a shoe bag to protect my shoes. Now, this one does have a see-through component, so personally I like that. But an alternative to this, especially if you are packing carry-on only, is to actually just have a plastic shower cap. Now, I just collect these when I go to hotels and stuff like that, bring them home, and this way you can just put them over the heel of your shoe. Toiletries. So you have to be really intentional when it comes to toiletries, because if you're not careful, that can take up a lot of room in your luggage. So firstly, pack a hanging toiletry bag. Now, this is particularly good because you're going to be able to hang it up when you're in a hotel before your cruise, and you're going to be able to hang it up in your cruise bathroom as well, and it is going to save you space. Do not bring any full-size toiletries. So really important, in the past, I used to bring larger toiletry bottles and containers. I no longer do this. So move everything that you have into smaller containers. So for instance, if you have makeup, if you have moisturizer, this is all that you're going to need for a week, and even more. This is the amount that I brought for a 12-day cruise of moisturizer. I brought the same amount, something like this, of foundation, and the same amount of Vaseline as well. Now, I have this little set as well, so that not only do I have these small containers, but I also have smaller sizes for any other liquid. So for instance, shampoo or conditioner or anything like this. And one of the things that I actually like about this set, I just bought a new one, is it does include little labels as well. Sometimes what would happen is I would find I would forget what product I had in some of the different containers, so that really helps. Now, another thing that you can do is bring small travel size containers. So if you find travel size bottles of some of your favorite hair products, well, that is a good idea. You could just bring that. And by the way, use a silicone cover to cover it so it doesn't leak. By the way, all of the different items that I am showing you in this video, I will also leave them linked down in the description below in case you do want to check them out. Now, if you are traveling carry-on only, it's a good idea. Pack solid forms instead of liquid forms of shampoo. You can get solid forms of shampoo and conditioner, and if you like, you can actually cut off a piece of these and you can just bring them in a Ziploc bag. Now, when it comes to hair care, bringing a blow dryer is optional. On some cruise ships, you're going to have a pretty decent hair dryer. However, in my experience, most of the time you don't. But I do have a solution, and that is to bring a good quality blow dry brush. Now, even though I have the Dyson Airwrap at home, it does get pretty bulky and it's pretty expensive, so I don't usually want to bring it when I am traveling. However, I bring this blow dry brush, and in this way you have the brush built right in, which you would have taken up room anyway. So this is in a way a bit of a space saver, and it does do a pretty good job. The other thing I do is I bring a curling wand or a curling iron. You might want to bring a straightener, so whatever you use. And just to let you know, you are able to bring these on a cruise. Medication. Now you do want to make sure that you bring your over-the-counter medication and as well your prescription medication. Now prescription medication should be kept on you, so in your personal bag when you're flying or when you're traveling or when you're going onto the cruise ship with your carry-on bag. But something I like to do is also keep over-the-counter medication in this little pill box. It's pretty small. It has everything I need. I even put my over-the-counter seasickness medication just in case. I have that here, antacids, etc. It really is usually everything that we need for even a 7-day cruise, but I do keep some extras just in case, especially cold medication, throat lozenges, etc. So I do suggest that you pack maybe a small packing cube, that you put that right into your luggage. But I do have a little hack that you can use with this little pill container. What you can do is you can actually use it for your jewelry as well. Because of these small compartments, something that some viewers shared is they're actually using this to put their jewelry. Use pouches. So the best way to organize is to actually keep things a little bit separate. So what you can do is you can make your own DIY first aid kit, and you can put medications, etc. You could put that into these pouches, or you could even use a Ziploc bag. Laundry. Now laundry is a little bit different than if you're staying at an Airbnb, and every cruise ship is different. But I do suggest, especially if you're trying to pack a little bit light, is plan on doing a little bit of laundry during your cruise. Now this is not going to work for everyone, but you could either DIY your own laundry. In other words, you can find a laundrette. On certain cruise ships, there is a small laundry room, and you could do your own laundry. You could also just hand wash a couple of items as well. Now on some cruise ships, most actually, you're gonna have an option of having an unlimited laundry service for a cost, of course, on the cruise, or even getting a bag of laundry done. Now, most of the time, the bag of laundry is only going to cost somewhere in the range of $35 to maybe $50 for a bag of laundry maximum. And if you want to do this during your cruise, this can actually help you to bring less. And as well, if you're traveling for a longer cruise, or maybe you're doing a land vacation after, this is going to be very handy. Bring a laundry bag. Now this laundry bag actually came with my set of compression packing cubes, and this was pretty good because when I had 3 days that we stayed before our cruise in a hotel, I did have some laundry, and I was able to put it in here and then kind of squish it up so it did compress it. That was pretty good. But as well, something that I do is I bring a pop-up hamper to use in my cabin. As an alternative, you can just put a plastic bag, you can plop it under the bed if you like, and you could use that to keep your laundry as well. Cruise essentials. Now I'm often asked, how do you pack cruise essentials and still have room for your clothes? And honestly, anybody who asks this, I think, hasn't really tried. It does not take that much room, unless you're bringing a snorkeling set, in which case, if you need a snorkeling set, that is going to be worth bringing. But in any case, I do not usually bring a snorkeling set, but this is pretty much what I brought for my last cruise. Sometimes I do bring a little bit more, but I have my magnet hooks. Just to let you know, when you're on a cruise, the cabin walls are usually metal. So by bringing magnet hooks, good quality, heavy duty magnet hooks, you can actually use that vertical space on the wall to hang different items, and that is really helpful. I bring magnet clips as well, so I can put any papers that I want to make sure I keep, shore excursion tickets as well. I just put that right onto the wall. Now I've started to bring lightweight towel bands recently, so that is for my towels on the deck chair. And I have a lanyard as well, although I have to say the last cruise I used a cruise card holder at the back of my phone, and I might now be a convert. Reusable water bottles. Now these are actually really compact, so great for traveling. A power cube or a power adapter. Now we bring this on every cruise, and this just allows us to charge multiple items at a time, because in cruise ship cabins typically you don't have a lot of electric outlets, and unless you're on a newer ship, you won't have any USB or USB-C or USB-A outlets next to the bed. Now I do have a few extra tips and tricks, and then I'm going to share what you do not want to pack, you do not need to bring on a cruise. So firstly, bring an air tag. Just be sure that you put that right into your luggage. That is going to save you grief if your luggage doesn't arrive on the carousel, at least you can track it and find where it is. Bring a light sweater or jacket. Many people have said that one thing they forgot to pack, in particular if they're going on a warm weather cruise, is something to wear in the evening to cover their shoulders, just something in case they're cold, or even sometimes on embarkation day or other days, the breeze can be a little bit cool. So you are going to want to bring a sweater or sweatshirt or even a rain jacket. Your documents. So while we're thinking a lot about how to pack our luggage, the most important part is your documents. So make sure that you do have a good cruise packing list and that it does include the documents you want to make sure that you are bringing. Now make sure that you bring with you some small bills. So just bring the currency that is most common in the place that you are visiting. Now do not forget to print out your luggage tags. So print out your luggage tags in advance. Always print out an extra one, by the way. Keep that with you. It's going to help you to remember your cabin number because your cabin number is usually printed on that. And what I like to do is bring a reusable luggage tag holder so I can actually just place my luggage tags in there either before we travel or otherwise on the morning of the cruise. Leave room for souvenirs. Don't feel that if you have room in your luggage at the end that you can just put a couple of extra outfits that you might wear just in case. So don't do that. And by the way, a little additional tip when you are planning your cruise outfits, something to think about. I don't think a lot of people talk about this, but it's the fact if any of the items are a little bit tight, wear those towards the beginning of the cruise. Inevitably, you're going to be eating more and drinking more than you usually do at home. So it can happen that your items are going to feel a little bit tight towards the end of the cruise. So that's just a little tip. Now, while everybody is different, there are some things that you really do not need to pack when you're going on a cruise. So one of those things is towels. You are going to be provided towels on your cruise. You're going to be provided with beach towels for even when you get off the cruise and you go into some of the cruise ports of calls for excursions. So that is something that you can leave at home. Now, something that you should bring is bring a beach bag or tote bag or backpack for excursions. Now, you can also leave hangers at home. Even if there are not a lot of hangers when you go to your cruise ship, you can always ask your cabin attendant for some. So this is something you can save room in your luggage and you do not have to bring. Do not bring any clothing irons or travel steamers. So even though you can bring this on a regular vacation, this is not something that you are allowed to bring on a cruise. It is likely going to get confiscated. It is a potential fire hazard, and you're going to be disappointed if you don't have it to use on your cruise. So just leave that at home. Now I am going to leave the link to the Level 8 website as well as the discount code for 20% off because of their anniversary celebration sale. I'll leave that linked down below this video. Thank you very much to Level 8 for sponsoring this video. I hope that you did enjoy it. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below and let me know your tips as well. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now and happy cruising.